Koholo Yahweh Ba'ashum Yahusha Ba'ashum Rakach Wadash. The bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, a great millstone, who rule well and tells his truth. Much respect to you brothers out there, preaching his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hope for elect on the sparkle bird, want to say shalom. Let's get into this. It's just me speaking as a man, but hey, I wholeheartedly feel this man Esau Edom is playing around with his weather machine. I most definitely feel that because on Saturday, it's pretty much raining all day. It was a flood warning. And as you see within these pictures, and however I format the video, I may even put a video in it, right? You had flooding going around, right? And pretty much, you know, the next day, which was Sunday morning, which, hey, I'll tell you first and foremost, I was not expecting it to snow several inches. You know, waking up to a winter storm the next day. You know, raining hard all day Saturday, and then a winter storm the next day. You know, recipe for destruction, as you see. You know, just looking at it in a spiritual manner, us as the men of the Lord, we are warning the people of the things to come. And a lot of them, they're not watching, they're not praying, they're not making their call and election sure, they're not examining themselves, whether they're within the truth. Most definitely they're not. They're dancing to the tune of Esau Edom, or the passes of these other guys of Winter Stone. They're not paying attention what's going on, you know, like these people right here that happen to get caught up, which you know, it's known in the city. this little area, you know, as you see Breckenridge and 60 Mile Lane, it's known in this city, this part right here, this is a no spot, right? There's several other spots within Louisville, Kentucky that it's a no spot, man. All right, where pretty much this looks just like this, a little bridge over it, and other places in Louisville, and they'll flood the same way, right? But these people, a lot of them, they live here all their lives, but they still ain't paying attention. They still ain't mindful of these spots, man. So how much more within this truth, right? When we giving the people warning, which goes to show you the Lord doesn't want every Israelite to be saved. The Lord doesn't want everyone to be saved. He gives out warning. He even shows his work. It's like it. He even shows his work here and there as well. Which we're coming into the time where the Lord is really going to show out. Which the Lord is using Esau Edom at the moment. Once again, I believe through the Spirit, this man Esau Edom is using his weather machine. I wouldn't be surprised if it malfunctioned. All right. But going back to what I was talking about, how much more is the people out here in the world when we're out there on the highways and byways, when we do our sit downs and when we do our lessons, right? We're giving them warning and they don't take heed to it, right? So what's going to happen? They're going to have to learn the hard way. They're going to have to get caught up, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to get Matthew 24 and verse 37. This is what reminded me when I saw these events come to pass, right? So once again, make your call and election sure. This is Matthew 24 and verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man. What were they doing, right, in the time of Noah? Which, as the scriptures speak of, there's nothing new under the sun. Slack verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. You see that? This is the same type of spirit that these people were in. Matter of fact, I was watching a lot of videos today about the All-Star break, right? The NBA All-Star break. How it was pretty much a snooze fest. These people are looking for their next high. They're looking for their mirth. They're looking for that joy in Babylon the Great. And what is the Lord doing? Right? He is draining the mirth and wealth and joy out of this place. So this should be also another showing unto the hopeful elect that's within this world. Why would you turn your back on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua when there's nothing out here? There's no joy out here, right? We're looking for that joy, fame, and praise in the kingdom of heaven. And when we get those new bodies and spiritual power, right? Man, like I said, if you seen some of those videos, I even watched a little bit of it last night. Too much commercial breaks. I mean, the format was trash. I mean, it was better. I believe it was better than the past 2 years, but other than that, it was still trash, man. All right. But getting back to it, verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. You see that? So just as these people, which a lot of these people, they live here for years and they act like they don't know these spots, man. You know, it's even when you're out here driving, right? It's like, bruh, ain't you live here your whole life and you still don't know where you going? All right, these people don't pay attention. They don't know what's going on, and that's just within this world. How much more in this truth, right? When we give them warning of what's to come, these people ain't paying attention. But the Lord has sent us up there as prophets to give a warning anyways, right? You was given warning. All right, you don't want to take heed. All right, that's you'll have to learn the hard way. Luke 21 and verse 34. And take heed yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life. You see that? Because when you're dealing with the cares of this life, you're not paying attention, right? You're not making your calling lecture sure. You're making excuses why you can't do your lessons. Making excuses why you can't go out there on the highways and byways, right? Making excuses for, just giving an example, just wickedness that you might be doing behind the scenes, or shoot, maybe in front of people, right? Instead of getting your spirit in order, catching yourself, asking the Lord for forgiveness, and keep moving and doing better, right? As you should. And this is also example to the people in the world, the 2/3, right? They won't play, right? It's not to say that you can't have a good time within this truth, right? But there's a balance within this thing. It's too much play and no work with these people out here in the world. And check yourself within this truth. Are you doing too much play rather than work, right? Once again, there's a balance within this thing. But, hey, make sure you're doing your lessons as you should. It's verse 35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Which watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. You see that? Slagia, right? It says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy, right? Because there's evils that's coming upon this earth. And the Lord is giving this man free reign upon this kingdom to cut off the 2/3 of our people. However means that through the left hand side of the Lord seems fit, right? So make sure you make your call and lecture sure. Make sure you watch it, right? Just as me, because I believe it sent me alert late that night, but I wasn't paying attention. That it was going to snow the next day. Well, that's how the people were, right? Don't be in that type of spirit, man, right? The Lord sends warning and you ignore the warning. It's Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, right? Because the Lord, to be within this truth is a blessing, man. You gotta look at it that way. To be in this truth, because most certainly you gotta look at it that way. To be in this truth, to have this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, as the scriptures speak of, is far greater than the riches of this world, man. Right? Faith is not given to everybody. So why would you turn your back on the Lord, man? Right? This is the greatest gift. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump down to verse 6 as you see. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to power must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. You see that? The true riches and fame and fortune is coming upon you. If you make your call and election sure, Yahweh, you're of the hopeful elect, right? Because as we just read, without faith, it's impossible to please him. And only the hopeful elect has been given the spirit of faith. Everybody else, they want to see something tangible. They want to see something right in front of them. Right? Those events is going to happen. But by those times, by that time when those events happen, as we'll read, it's too late. Right? The Lord is looking for those that don't need to see, right? But have their spiritual eyes open and can see. And we read as Hebrews 11 and verse 7, but it's like Hebrews 11 and 7, by faith Noah, being warned of power of the things not seen as yet, moved with fear. You see that? We're moved with fear because we understand, as you read in Hebrews as well, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, right? The Lord can take away your faith. The Lord can take away your spirit. The Lord can take away your life in a horrible manner, right? So we move by fear of the Lord, right? We're not moved by the fear of men. We're moved by the fear of the Lord, right? And we getting our household in order. We getting our spirit in order, right? Preparing the ark to the saving of his house, right? And we're doing that spiritually, right? We're spiritually preparing our arks, right? For our household, for our brothers, Yahweh, right? So we can get the heck up out of here. Have a seat on that chariot. By the which he condemned the world, right? Noah was out there preaching, right? He was building and preaching, prophesying, warning the people. The people, what the people do? They laugh at him, call him crazy. There's nothing new under the sun. They doing that unto us. Why are you out there on the highways and byways? What you doing? You got a church? Why ain't you out there in the building where it's nice and warm and cozy, where you ain't got to feel the elements, right? You look dumb. You look stupid out there, right? And rightfully so. We gonna look stupid unto them, and to them, it's like it, and to us, y'all look stupid. All right. Says the scriptures speak of we're fools unto a Mashiach's sake. We're fools for a Mashiach's sake, right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's sake, right? We'd rather be a fool for the Lord than to be a fool for this world and get jacked up, have your head down in the kingdom, looking stupid, man. All right? Slack it and become a heir of the righteousness which is by faith, right? So once again, we're building up our spiritual ark, doing what we're supposed to do, so we can have a seat on that chariot. And I also want to jump down to verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. Check this. choosing rather to suffer afflictions with the people of power than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. You see, you got to have that same type of mindset, right? These scriptures were written aforetime for our learning, right? So we look upon our righteous forefathers, all right? They trust in the Lord. The Lord redeemed them and saved them out of all their troubles, right? The Lord confounded their enemies for them because they chose rather to serve the Lord than to serve these other gods and win a stone, right? Or to bow down to these wicked kings, right? So once again, this is the type of spirit that you're supposed to have. Because what's out here, man? You know, what's out here? The Lord is draining the mirth away from Babylon the Great. What's out here, man? Right? So choose to suffer for the name of the Lord's sake, right? Esteeming the reproach of a Mashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. You see that? And what is Egypt today? Is Babylon the Great, America right now, right? We choose to have greater riches with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yosha, right? Our enemies being our footstools, having true water, actual clean water, clean air, real food. That's coming, man. Spiritual power, no more aches, no more pain. To be able to truly enjoy your children, have your family back, have them all in their righteous state of mind, right? That's righteous, man. Right? So check this. For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. By faith he forsook Egypt, and not fearing the wrath of the king. You see, you gotta have that same type of spirit. Not fearing the wrath of the king. The only king that you fear the wrath of is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahusha. Once again, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. For he endured as seeing him who's invisible. Right? You gotta have the same type of spirit. Right? Us in this generation, we have not seen the Lord, but we still have faith. We have our spiritual eyes open. Through faith, he kept the Passover, right? Because Passover is also coming. That's around the corner, right? And sprinkled the blood, lest that he destroyed the firstborn should touch them. By faith, they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land, which the Egyptians are saying to do were drowned, right? So once again, these scriptures were written for examples unto us where our forefathers went through, right? The Lord told them to do this and they did it. And the Lord blessed them for that, right? You can only imagine if your firstborn or any of your children was taken away from you, right? We doing this so our household can be redeemed. Our household, Lord willing, Yahweh desire, can have a seat on the chariot, man. Right? These 2/3 out here, they're not mindful like these people out here. Right? You should be mindful. You should know better not to drive under there. Right? I know they weren't paying attention. I know these Louisville drivers out here not paying attention. Not knowing where you're going, not knowing what you're doing out there, man. All right. Let's get these last couple scriptures and we'll go ahead and close out. That's pretty much the point, right? 2 Peter 2 and verse 4. For power spare not the angels that sin, but cast them down to hell and deliver them into the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, right? Now, who's that really talking? It's really talking about us, right? These chains of darkness, right? A Christian will read that and thinking that's talking about the fallen angels. And that's talking about us, the men of the Lord. That's talking about us, the nation of Israel, right? We fell away from our power, right? And the Lord gave us these weaker, shorter, and decaying bodies, right? But that ancient man's strength is coming back, right? But you 2/3, hey, y'all are reserved unto judgment. And check this, verse 5, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness. You see that? A preacher was right, a preacher of righteousness, showing you that Noah was out there preaching the word and building his ark. So we're out there preaching the word and building up our spiritual ark. Bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, right? The righteous didn't have to taste the flood. The righteous passed away, or as Noah was saved on the ark, right? The 2/3 had to eat. The 2/3 and the heathens at the time, right? They had to taste the flood. Nothing new under the sun. It's going to happen again, except for it's going to be a flood of flaming fire, right? And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemning them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. So Sodom and Gomorrah was given as an example. You run your kingdom like this, it's going to be overthrown with fire. Same as Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great is given as an example unto the other nations, right? Because it's going to be a perpetual destruction, right? You run your nation as this man Esau Edom does in wickedness, it's not going to be pretty for you, man. And deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You see? That's us within this truth. Right? We're vexed day to day. These people out here talking about their hopes, their dreams, 401k, right? You ain't going to be able to enjoy that. Retirement, all that stuff. You ain't going to be able to enjoy that. All that's going to be taken away. For that the righteous man dwelling among them and seeing and hearing vex his righteous soul from day to day with the unlawful deeds, you see? You know? Just reminds me of this Jake last year that drove by. Hey, nobody don't want to hear that shit. All right, cool. You just march yourself. You march yourself, all right? You don't want to hear the word? The Lord ain't going to hear your cries when you're out there crying like a bitch, right? When you getting destroyed. Verse 9, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. You see that? Because everybody's going to have to go through that temptation. But the Lord's going to deliver the just. 2/3, they're going to choose their God. And they're going to be reserved unto punishment, right? But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in lust of uncleanness, despise government, presumptuous slacketh are they, self-willed. They are not afraid to speak of evil of dignities. I got that word right there. It says a person of their behavior failing to observe the limits of what's permitted or appropriate. And that's pretty much the ways of the 2/3, man. They want to do their own thing. The Lord says, don't do this, don't do that. They do it anyways. Shoot, that's what Esau Edom does as well. The Lord says, don't have your head covered. As a man, don't have your head covered while you praying or prophesying. What does this man do? He do it anyways. The Lord said, don't shave your beard. This man shaves his beard. All right, let's go to the blue letter and make sure. believe it's verse 9. Let me see. Yeah, I had it highlighted. Let me see. I'm just look up some words real quick. Let's get to it. I want to get this word reserve.
Strong's G 5083. Tereo. Tereo.
To reserve, to undergo something. Make sure. Yeah, the 2/3 are reserved unto destruction. Let me see, judgment. What in the world? Slocky, y'all. Let me see judgment real quick.
Strong's G 2920. Crisis. Crisis.
Trial, contest, selection, judgment, opinion or decision given concerning anything. Let me see. Right, justice. But yeah, selection, judgment, right, justice, right? The Lord has chosen these people for that judgment, that righteous judgment. And then I want to get pronounced. Let me get that real quick. We'll probably go ahead and close out. Let me go. Slocky, y'all.
Strong's G 5113. Talmetes. Talmetes.
See, a daring man. With their actions, they're daring the Lord. Right? They're daring the Lord. They don't realize that, hey, your arms are too short to be trying to box with the Lord, man. Right? Your arms are too short to be trying to box with the Lord. You're going to get it. Right? But yeah, I'm just go ahead and close it right there. I was just looking up some words real quick. Y'all Ratazaz, the edifying lesson. Shalom.